What's up everyone? Welcome back to Mike's Mini Motors. So if you've been watching the C3 build series, in the last video we finished up the LED tail light, and so now it's time to do the counterpart. We're moving on to adding a LED headlight. So we're just going to get rid of the old incandescent one and go with one of these guys. So should be a pretty simple install. These should pretty much bolt in, at least from what I've read online, so let's give it a shot. So this is the stock C3 headlight. You can see it's just a normal incandescent. It is just an H4 bulb, so I could have replaced it with like an LED one or something if I wanted, but I like the look of this one better, and it gives me the halo that I can hook up for another running light. So first let's start with getting this headlight off. This is going to be real simple. There's just a screw here and a screw here. Alright, so once you get the screws out of there, let's just grab the housing and give it a wiggle. Just pops right off. And then you've got your H4 connector here, which you just pull off. I don't think there's any tabs on this one. Nope. And voila, it's out. So now we're going to take this over to the bench and swap this light with the other one. Alright, so to use this headlight in this housing, we have to remove the headlight itself, but we're going to reuse this bracket. So I'm going to get that unbolted real quick. Alright, so there's a total of 6 screws you need to take out. There's one on the top and bottom. Actually, there, that's the bottom. Top and bottom that hold the bracket to the headlight, and then the 2 on the side that hold the bracket to the housing. And then you got 2 more that are just your adjuster screws. So now we got that out. Pop this off of here. And I'm going to grab the other headlight. Alright, so here's the new headlight and the stock bracket. And one thing I've already noticed is this little vent here keeps the bracket from going down. So we're going to have to pull it off. And it's just so that if moisture gets into the headlight, it has somewhere to vent out. I'd rather keep the cap, but it is what it is. But when you take that off, you can see that it now sits flush against the back of the headlight. But one thing I'm going to do is, since these top and bottom brackets aren't going to mount to this anymore, I'm going to bend them in a bit so that it kind of helps capture this. That's what I seen. Like, I originally seen this idea on a Facebook post, so I will share that post below, and they were the ones that suggested bending these down. So I'm going to bend these down and get this on here, and then we can start mounting this to the housing. Alright, so we've got this bracket on here, and the light still sits in here pretty loose, and it can slide around, and I'm not a fan of it. So what I'm going to do is actually, I found this foam insulation that I've had forever, and I'm going to pull this bracket back off and line the bracket so that it's foam against the headlight, holding it in place. So I'll do that real quick. Alright, so I ended up taking 2 pieces of foam insulation or 2 layers to get it on here, and it's much better now. It's still, I wish it could be better, but it'll be good enough for now. So now I just need to, like, this is pretty much plug and play for the headlight part. It just plugs into the H4 connector. But this also has the halo, and it actually has 2 different lights. There's one that's just a running light, which is white, and then a yellow turn signal one. But since I'm only running 1 of these and not 2, I'm not going to hook up the turn signal part, just the running light. Alright, so the last thing we had left to do is to get a running light wire ran down here, and you can see here it's still sticking out a little bit. This is the running light that I did for the blinker. So I'm just going to tap into that wire and run one down and tuck it underneath here, come up, and then we can plug it all together and see how she looks. Alright, so I got my running light down here, or running light signal ran down here just to one of my little 2-pin connectors, and then I put a 2-pin connector on the headlight here for the running light and that turn signal. That I'm not using it, but it just so it's pinned out. So now you just plug them together. Again, with these connectors, be careful you don't bend your pins. And voila. All right, so I just gotta put a couple screws on and let's fire this thing up and make sure she works. All right, so we got this put in here with the 2 bolts in, so now it's mounted. One thing I did notice is with the C3s, they must not ground out the headlights until it's running. That's what keeps it, you know, the light not on until it's running. So the running light itself actually doesn't work because it goes to the same ground until the bike's running. So like, turn the light on, you can see these 2 running lights are on, but this one's not yet. But let me start the bike. And now you can see the running light and the headlight are on. And then go hit the headlight, high beam. Oh yeah. All right, turn it down. Bam. So it looks good. I don't know how that looked to you guys because it's almost facing right at the camera, but hey, it looks pretty good to me. All right, so the lighting on the C3 is done now. We got their headlight done, we got our tail light done. It's gonna be awesome. So now the big project's gonna start. So we got the big board kit coming up, we got the stretch kit coming up, we've got the full transmission kit coming up, and then I gotta order some paint, but all new plastics. So if you guys haven't subscribed yet and you want to see all that, subscribe now. Leave me a comment, you know, let me know what you guys think of the C3 build. And if you like what I'm doing, give me a like. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video.